thought I would be like 90 years old when I would get to do this video, and not just because it took me a while to figure out how to use this new camera. The instructions were tricky. But it's because I never would have thought we would have almost 40 electric models on the market by now, much less that we would have almost 40 electric models on the market with 300 or more miles of range. So let's celebrate my 90th birthday early. Right. And go over all of them one by one, speed dating style. And we're gonna start right now. Ooh, okay. Welcome to E4 Electric. First things first, some ground rules. These are in no particular order, or are they? Let's see if you can figure that out. These cars are either on the market already or their first deliveries are scheduled to start this year. The 300-mile threshold standard used will be the American EPA or EPA equivalent, but I will also show you the European WLTP range numbers in kilometers just to confuse my American viewers. And one last rule in the comment section right now, let me know how many miles are you comfortable with having your electric car go on one charge. All right, let's rock and roll. People will find me and electrocute me with my own car's battery if I don't mention this EV. It is a three-wheeled electric vehicle with a very dedicated following. It does look like a spaceship had a baby with a bicycle. It can go up to 1,000 miles on one charge, but you don't have to charge it ever. If you have access to, what do you call that thing? Not good for my skin. The sun. That's right, it will charge up to 40 miles every day from its solar panels that are built into its body, so if that's all you need, you may not have to charge it ever. Now let's move on to four-wheeled vehicles and BMW. After almost a decade of embarrassing themselves by producing this, let's call it a car, they finally hired some designers and battery specialists, and boom! BMW i4, a slick coupe for those of you who don't have kids yet, the BMW iX for those of you who do but still have some money left, and the BMW all-electric 7 Series, the i7, if you just want to look cool. After GM was done burning down random Chevy Bolts they've made and having to have a massive recall of all of them, they finally decided to step up and make some pretty decent EVs. Let's start with the Cadillac, which is not for your grandpa anymore. I mean, you'll still have to explain to him why the gas station pump doesn't have a place to go in, but check out this slick cat. Meow. Chevy is going to make its new Blazer in an all-electric version now, as well as the Equinox EV. Now, the Equinox EV is promised to be one of the cheapest EVs on the market this year, starting at just $30,000. But the biggest deal for Chevy will be the all-electric Silverado, which by almost all specs will be better than the Ford F-150 Lightning, as well as the Rivian R1T. Also, check out GM's Hummer EV. Yes, the poster child for gas guzzlers now only comes in an all-electric version. Can you believe that? Now you can compensate for all of your shortcomings without having to kill the trees and the whales. The eco-friendly Bromobile, if you will. It is already on the market and will have more versions coming out in 2023. And its sister SUV version with very similar specs and pricing is on the market this year as well. Faraday Future, the company with 9 lives, is finally going in production, I think. The FF91 is beautiful and powerful and essentially is meant for people who like to be driven in the back seat, you know, without having to use an app. Another company with a long history and journey is headed by the world's most famous car designer, Henrik Fisker. This car is going to be made by the same third-party manufacturer Magna that makes the electric Jaguar I-Pace and other cars. Both Ford's electric vehicles have been a huge success. The all-electric F-150 truck, the Lightning, had such a long reservation queue that Ford had to stop taking them for a while. And of course, the electric Mustang crossover, the Mustang Mach-E, has been on sale for a couple of years now. Hyundai's Ioniq 5 has been a huge success as one of the fastest charging EVs out there, with the retro look that you will either love or hate, and it's followed by the Ioniq 6, which will have a much slicker offering that will be easy on the eyes. This one is the new kid on the block, and until very recently I didn't think that the Indy EV would ever make it, but the production starts this year and I'm sure there will be a demand. Hyundai Ioniq 5's sister EV, the Kia EV6, has been a modest success as well, and it inherits one of the industry's fastest charging speeds. This beauty was originally a school project, but now this solar EV called the Lightyear Zero is going in production, and much like the Aptera, it can add pretty decent range, 43 miles or so, on daily basis from the sun. But watch out for its price tag, because much like the sun, it will burn you. Now, not many people know this, but the very first Tesla, the Roadster, was made out of the body made by the automaker Lotus. And only 10 years later, they are ready to join the EV revolution as well with this beauty, the Lotus Eletre. One of the newest automakers, Lucid, headed by the former Tesla executive credited with saving Tesla by bringing the Model S to market, is now making the EV called the Air with the longest range in the world. Mercedes, a brand that came from behind and now has seven electric vehicles on the market, has a few of them with the 300+ mile range. The new electric E-Class, the EQE, the new electric S-Class, the EQS sedan, and its biggest brother EQS SUV, which I think is one of the best EVs in the world. This Chinese automaker NIO, that has just expanded to Europe, already has 4 models on the market in China, all electric, including 2 available this year in Europe, the ET7 and the ET5, both with the identical range ratings, which is one of the best EV ranges in the world. The reason I love this brand is because this brand, by far, can have its cars get their batteries to 100% state of charge by simply swapping them in just a couple of minutes. Nissan's long overdue Ariya is its first EV since the Leaf has debuted in 2010. It's a pretty slick looking SUV which needs to put Nissan back on track. Volvo's brand Polestar is on its 3rd EV now, with the Polestar 2 proving to be a success. Now the Polestar 3 is a more expensive offering, but with the brand established and settled, it should have a pretty good demand. Rivian, a brand that is owned by Amazon and Ford, among other investors, was the first to market with an all-electric truck, the R1T, which stands for Rivian's first truck. It was followed by its SUV version, the R1S, Rivian's first SUV. The brand had a terrible year, but did start deliveries of all 3 of its planned EVs, including the Amazon delivery van, which should be coming to your neighborhood soon. Let's talk about Teslas, and all 5 of its planned models for this year will have over 300 miles of range. The upcoming CYBERTRUCK should have around 500 miles of range, but at this point we don't really know. It will definitely have over 300. The old G Tesla Model S still has one of the best EV ranges in the industry, even after losing its crown to the Lucid Air. The Model X is right behind it with its winged doors, and to this day I'm not really sure why it needs to act like a Lambo when you're trying to load up groceries at the store parking lot. And their best-selling models that at this point represent around 90% of all the new Teslas on the road, the Model 3 sedan, which is rumored to have a refresh coming soon, and the Model Y, which essentially looks like the Model 3.8, the BMW i3, and it's slowly working itself through its digestive system. This Vietnamese automaker is actually not new. They're just new to us here in the United States and over there in Europe. They've been making cars in Vietnam for a while now, but now they're coming to America and Europe with not one but two electric models. The VF9 is the one that makes this list, and my favorite part of the story is that the parent company of VinFast, the Vin Group, was started by selling instant noodles. And last but not least, the brand that Tesla fans love to hate for no good reason, the XPeng Motors. Out of their 4 EVs on the market in China, they're bringing their crossover, the G9, to select European countries. And the P7, which does have a version with Lambo-style doors, which I do love, and some really beautiful colors. Alright, that's the list. Which one is your favorite? Which one is your least favorite? And which one you're gonna get because your wife told you so? Let me know all of that in the comment section. I'm looking forward to all of your comments. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.